Ahoy, shipmates! Well, originally we were supposed to have 2 ships departing at 4 o'clock. Then that changed to 2 ships departing at 5:45, and then that changed rather suddenly to 1 ship at 5:45 and 1 at 4:30, which is Britannia here, and she's a little bit late, but never mind. It all seems to be working out in the end. I was lucky really because I only just managed to get back in for 4 o'clock. I wouldn't have been fully set up for the ships if they started departing at 4. So convenient for me and handy for you. Britannia's already radioed in with some figures. She has on board 3,861 passengers. And that puts us somewhere between maximum double occupancy and maximum occupancy. So pretty much a full ship and 1356 crew. According to my numbers, that's 6 more crew than she needs. Couple of spare crew on board. Lines are coming in now in Britannia. I don't know if you've noticed. I don't know how I put the weather up. It is gusting out there, quite windy. We've got good visibility, 30 nautical miles. It's over 20. It was quite chilly first thing this morning, but it is quite gusty, 24, 25 knots. That's one thing I've noticed today. The theme for the weather has been like warm and windy. Have I got the radio on? Well, I've not heard anything for a little while. Let me just check the radio. Is the radio on? Yep, radio is on. Okay, not sure I can't hear anything. As you can see, just the right-hand side of our screen there, we've got a couple of Dutch minesweepers in again. We had a Dutch warship in the other week, and we've got 3. There's 3 Dutch minesweepers just there. You can see the Dutch flag on the right-hand side. And I presume that flag, that nifty-looking flag on the left side, which sort of looks like something you might put in your sandcastle as a child, must be the Dutch Royal Navy Dutch flag, I would presume. I should check on that. It looks like a sort of glorified propeller. That's the best way I could describe that flag. But as you can see, if I go back to port cam, there was some really good view here. You can see the clouds whipping by in the background. Yeah, you can see them on cruise cam as well. Yeah, it's probably better on cruise cam. There you go, look at that. Shooting past. It looks like we've got a little container ship coming up Southampton water. Might be waiting for that. So let's have a quick zoom on the... unless they're going up Nietzsche, of course. Oh no, Wit's Champion or Wit Star, I think.
City of Chichester, yeah. Good afternoon again.
Cruise cam's not in the best of health. I think it's not long for this world, I'm afraid. I couldn't get it working this morning. Did a live stream this morning, actually.
City of Chichester, yes, that's all understood, thank you. Traffic information, got the Arrow coming over to New Ground. We'll be taking a pause of pilots at 1700 at St Helens. And we have the St Malo coming through the nav anchorages, main channel in west of the tower.
It just looks White Star, in fact. This White Star, a bunkering tanker vessel. She's coming up Southampton water. Not sure where she's headed. Somewhere in port, one would suspect. Yes, I did a live stream this morning, and it was a good live stream. I was initially going to try my new camera for outside broadcasts, but it rained overnight, and the ground was a bit wet, and I realised I didn't have anywhere to put anything other than put things on the ground, and so there was a bit of an error on my part there. I hadn't anticipated the ground being wet, so I did more of that. But I just live stream from my cabin as per usual. And, yep, seemed to go all right. Light wasn't as good the other morning. The other one, when it was a clear day, we had some absolutely amazing reflections off the side of the cruise ships as they turned. Oh.
VTS Red Kestrel shortly departing Royal Pier to 48.
Red Kestrel, VTS, yep, you're coming across to 48 berth, that's understood, thank you. The Britannia about to let go from 46 berth outward bound. Over.
Roger, thank you.
Yes, there were some absolutely fantastic reflections on the sides of the ship as they turn around, picking up a bit of the sun. But not so much of that this morning. A little bit this morning, but not a great deal. I shall probably try tomorrow. Actually, what is the weather forecast for tomorrow? It's really... was it cold and a bit dark this morning? Tomorrow morning is going to be, again, a little bit cloudy, overcast, touch of wind. Well, I'll see. Hopefully I will.
Bridget 70, thank you, sir. Have the Britannia about to let go from 46 berth outwards. And that'll be followed by the Donington away from 35 berth. Over.
Oh, excellent. Spanner Hades. Oh, it says that I'm correct. Oh, that makes a change. The flag on the bow of the naval vessel is the Naval Jack of the Netherlands. Oh, I like the Naval Jack of the Netherlands. I have to get myself one of those. That's a funky flag, that is. In fact, I was reading this morning about British submarines. In fact, they're the only vessels that are allowed to fly the Jolly Roger.
With Mavic, yes. I'm looking at lines at the moment where you are. If you move over to the reds and keep tight on the reds, you should be able to get past.
Well, the shipmate Simon Webb says, "Hi, Captain, on Sky Princess tomorrow. Look out for my
All
flag."
right, sir, thank you.
Excellent. And shipmate Simon there hasn't even told me what the flag is, so that's good. Always like a challenge. Dutch. Oh, it looks like the rest of the lines are coming in. Should be off soon.
Yeah, that's all, Steve. No problem, sir. Thank you.
I wonder if we'll get any hooting. I wonder if actually, I'm not sure if the wind... yeah, it should be right. The wind will probably help us here. Anyone up on there? Not particularly. Hi there, Deborah Speller. Hi there, Michael White. Greetings from Bangkok. I'm very envious of Michael's weather most of the time, especially in the winter. And where is Britannia off to, I hear you ask? I know you do. I know you're asking. I can tell. Right, let's check on that information. Britannia, she is off on a 7-day round trip to the Norwegian fjords. Everyone's off to the fields. Calling in at Stavanger in Norway, Older in Norway, Ulsund in Norway, and Haugesund in Norway. That's the pretty standard destinations. I'm beginning to learn these things. Hi there, Nicholas August. Probably busy flying from somewhere to somewhere's Nicholas.
Southampton VTS, Discovery Channel 1-2.
Discovery.
Discovery VTS, sir. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. This is Discovery. Earlier on, we spoke to one of your colleagues for permission to launch our FRC. It was going to be out for quite a while, just within the Empress dock area. We've not finished as such with the FRC. It is currently stowed alongside in one of the little pontoons where Callista normally lives. So if you're okay with that, we'll leave it there overnight, continue the job tomorrow, and then recover back to ship on completion.
Yep, that's all understood, sir. Yep, no problem. Thank you. Just keep us up to date in the morning, please.
Yeah, we'll do that. Once it's back on board, we'll give you a shout and everything will be finished with. Speak to you tomorrow. Discovery out.
BTS, Britannia underway from 46.
Britannia underway. I've put the outside microphone on in anticipation of honkage. Well, the shipmate Paul says, "Look, hi Captain, looking forward to sailing from Southampton for the first time next year on Iona. But why does Britannia always reverse in any particular reason?" Well, actually, the reason I've been given is some of the larger ships reverse in and the other ships go straight in. It's to do with the alignment of the air bridge and the various hatches along the side and the configuration on the ship. So that's why they go a different direction. Remember who told me that? I think it was VTS chaps. Well, shipmate Michael White sending me some Thai baht, much appreciated. Do you know I've forgotten the Thai for thank you? I think I know some Thai phrases which I shouldn't be repeating on the radio, or on this YouTube. When I lived in Japan, my Japanese colleagues were quite entertained teaching me Japanese, but they were teaching me various different languages at the same time, like a bit of Thai, a bit of Korean, but it didn't take me long to suss them out. Sneaky little chaps they were. There we go, that's the Wit Star just coming in. She's just going to beat, I think she's just about to beat the Britannia out. There's no honking for Britannia. Well, shipmate V Lyrics. Britannia's my favourite ship. Someone's got a squeaky fan belt. Right, I'll have to mute the outside microphone because it looks like haulage is not happening. Most disappointing. I'm surprised actually that we don't have any tugs, because it feels to be like it's potentially tug weather. Definitely very windy out there. Red Kestrel down there, she has finished for the day. She's knocked off, she'll tie up there. I don't think she works the weekend at the moment unless there are ships short. Which are there a ship short at the moment? No, it looks like all ships are running. The Red Osprey was out of action doing sea trials earlier. What a lovely day. Oh, hello, hello. What do I see? Yeah, you go back. Let me move this one over here. I think I see a super looking flag. It's going to be tricky flag waving for whoever's got a flag out today, because it is blowy, blowy, blowy out there. I thought I saw a flag. Where did that go then?
Computer, or it is an Apple, not computer?
It's a Dell computer. It's like one of those little
computer.
It's one of those little laptops.
Not sure what that was. There we go. I think I can spot a flag. Not sure which shipmate is using that flag, or if they're in the chat. That looks to me like a Union Jack. Whoop, stop. I haven't quite got to grips with this new camera. It's a bit funny. Right. Let's go back to they're there somewhere. I saw them flying it. I think they were struggling in the breeze, frankly. There we go. I was going to say it looks like a Union Jack, but it's got a big smudge in the middle of it or something. Well, what was that then? That's not a normal Union Jack, is it? I wonder what that is. Well, if your shipmates on the balconies enjoying this lovely weather. Oh, is that a... No, it almost looks like a Welsh dragon superimposed on the Union Jack. What do you reckon? I can't really see on my tiny little screen. There's a lot of interpretation involved from my side. Oh, stunning views though. Really, really nice clouds whizzing by over there. We've had all sorts this morning. Like I say, it started off really cold. That's clearly it's picked up, and frankly now it's quite hot and stuffy and humid. Shipmate, excellent spell. Haley reckons there's a Welsh dragon there. Yeah, I thought, you know, that's why I was thinking there's a Welsh dragon there. Difficult to see, isn't it? Yeah, I think it could be a Welsh dragon. Looks like a low-flying pigeon there. They keep knocking out my cameras. Shipmate Nicholas August thinks a dragon. Lisa Charge of the Dragon. Oh, you lot have got good eyesight. I was really struggling with that. You know, thought crossed my mind they'd put it in the laundry for a wash, and it got caught up with something else. That's what was crossing my mind. That's probably what would happen to me. Ooh. I'd cross-contaminate it with a beach towel or something. Look at that. Quite a few shipmates out on their balconies. It is it's a refreshing day to be out on deck. One of these days, I suspect, where if you were out on deck, you wouldn't really notice the sun and you'd probably get a little bit burnt. Especially if you're up somewhere sipping rum-based cocktails. Plenty of shipmates on board. Like I say, he departs with a more or less full ship, heading off to the fields. Britannia is 10 years old. I think she had a 10th anniversary cruise the other week. Or was that coming up? I'm not sure which one that was. She was built in 2015, making her 10 years old. 330 metres long, 45 metres wide. She has a number of sister ships: the Discovery Princess, the Enchanted Princess, the Majestic Princess, the Royal Eagle Princess, the Royal Princess, and the Sky Princess. Sky Princess. Have I been on the Sky Princess? No, that's our group cruise on the Sky Princess. So there we go. I'm trying to think if I've been on Britannia. I don't think I have. So if I go on Sky Princess for our group cruise in October, then I shall be familiar with the layout, potentially. Look at that. See right down the side of the ship there. Now you can see the wind is making the water a touch choppy. It's probably quite a good day for sailors, but if it's too windy, obviously that's not good for the sailboats. If the water gets too choppy,
Sea Lion.
That's just unpleasant.
Sea Lion, be careful.
Yeah, just to let you know, I'm backing into Marchwood approaches. Let this one pass.
Always say thank you.
Sea Lion, Widstar, many thanks, sir.
No problem at all, sir. Thank you for the call.
That's looking right down.
Casual, fast on 48 and closing down.
Very casual, thank you. Is she on the run tomorrow?
Not currently scheduled to, so it should be Monday morning.
Monday morning. Okay, thank you.
Well, the shipmate Martin birthday said, oh yeah, she did celebrate her 10th anniversary. We were on her going round the British Isles. That's why I thought it had gone by already. It's definitely gusty out there. I can hear on the outside microphone. Shipmate Nicholas Hawkins says he gets sick on his boat if the sea is higher than 3 feet. Well, 3 feet actually depends on the size of your boat, but 3 feet is getting reasonable. It can be quite unpleasant, that sort of sea state. It almost looks to me like the Britannia's getting blown slightly sideways. Maybe that's just my eyes. Well, the shipmate Ian Shuttleworth is ahoy, Captain. We are in the Sky Princess tomorrow on a 14th night trip up to Norway and Iceland. Fantastic. Well, you're on the sister ship then to Britannia. And I wonder if you've picked an ideal time to go. You might be able to avoid the heat wave that the UK will be experiencing, and it might be a bit cooler up in the fjords. Yeah, you can see the flags on top of Britannia there. Really very perky indeed. Let's have a look. Oh, itching cam's pointing the wrong way. Oh, that's no good. No, oh dear, we're all over the place now. There we go. Slightly. All 6s and 8s. Well, the shipmate Breeze 1470s didn't these two ships dock this morning?
Arrow features afternoon to you.
Yeah, they did indeed. We actually live streamed them coming in this morning. They both came up Southampton water at the same time and docked about the same time. They were both supposed to depart at the same time as well. It appears that they've decided to depart at different times.
Arrow, that's all received. Just north of you got disturbed Chapel bound. That's the independent feature. Red Eagle, thank you.
So just
Southampton BTS, the Britannia, Western Shelf out, thank you.
And the Britannia, thank you.
it's a bit windy for Netley Cam.
BTS Donington, singled up on the move shortly. Donington, that's all received, thank you.
There we go. You can see it's blowing broad Netley camera. It doesn't do too well depending on the wind direction. I think the wind is coming from direct from the west. It's not happy with that. Normally it comes from the southwest up Southampton water, and that's pretty much perfect for it. Shipmate Breeze says quite a quick turnaround. Well, that's how they roll every time. Shipmate, they come in the mornings and they depart that same day. In fact, tomorrow we will have 5 ships arriving in the morning, and then 5 ships departing in the evening. The afternoon, in fact, no less. Not even evening. It's quite the operation, especially with ships like Iona and Avia. There's somewhere in the region of 5,500 to 6,000 passengers getting off and the same getting on. That's 12,000 people going through the terminal. That must be somewhere in the region of, if there's 6,000 people on board,
Red Jet 7, yes.
that must be somewhere in the region of, what, 3,000 beds to make? That's quite a lot of beds, isn't it? The Red Jets is coming in.
The Marlow, that's all received, thank you. It's the city of Chichester crossing over new grounds. And east of the Sturbridge, the independent future contained ship be heading down main channel towards the water.
Well, there's shipmate Nicholas Augusto. He says he knows how to fly Boeings and Airbuses, but ships are a bit of a mystery. I presume you can get a ship simulator as well. Yeah, they're a lot slower responsive-wise. Well, the shipmate Breeze says there's a lot of food and rubbish, etc. Yeah, you should see it when these ships are in port. They are constantly being unloaded and loaded from basically the time they dock till right up to the time they depart. In fact, sometimes they're delayed departing because they're still loading eggs on board or something like that. It's an all-day operation. Right, I'm going to move box cam back to Mayflower Park for Arcadia. What cam can stay there? We can still see the top of Britannia over the car parks. What have we got in the car? What have we got in the car park today? I choose off of my fantasy car shopping buying list. What have we got then?
That's all received, thank you. Roger South here, the Arrow Portsmouth pilot on board and Marlow west of the tower.
That looks like a lot of black and white Range Rovers. Lovely. A row blocking our view here. Yep. 5 shipmates tomorrow for another Super Saturday. I've noticed we don't have that many. We've had 3 or 4 in a row, then a couple of gaps, and another 3 or 4. We did have one random couple of days during the week. Sometimes it's really busy. But yeah, it's looking pretty windy out there. Well, the shipmate Dan Gleecock says, random question, but why is the Britannia flying UK ensigns and the Union Jack design on the bow when it's registered in Hamilton? Oh, well, if yes, just fly Union Jack. Well, they often fly the flag of the port that the ship they're in, but obviously the Hamilton does have a Union Jack on the flag. I think she was registered. I'm not sure if she's registered in Southampton or not. Some of them were registered in Southampton. They've moved across to Hamilton now, so they can hold weddings on board, apparently. That's the reason for the move, so I've been told. Nothing to do with tax or anything like that, I'm sure. Hi, the shipmate Sean Dolan says, "Hi, Captain from Mayflower Park, Southampton, waiting on Arcadia departing 106. Hi, you've got a good view down there. I mean, shipmate Sean will be down there somewhere, probably near Mr. Whippy. It's quite pleasant outside, even though it's a bit windy. It's not cold. And we've got the tug there on the Donington Highway, ready to let her go. And then I think the Arcadia, I think there's another movement, another container ship, and then the Arcadia was going out after that. I might have to nip down to the galley. I was under the impression the ships would be departing at 4 o'clock, so I'm not quite ready. Netley Cam's off on a wander. You have a look at that one. I saw that Netley Cam. Shipmate Michael White says, yeah, the Bermuda flag is very similar to the UK flag. Yes. But if you look at the top of any of the ships, they always tend to fly the Union Jack when they come into port anyway. I think it's customary tradition to fly the flag of the country you're entering. There we go. Yeah, struggling a bit with Netley Cam here, I'm afraid. Like the wind. Doesn't like the sea being all stirred up either.
Hello, thank you.
Well, the shipmate Hammer says on Arcadia, expected to leave at 6 o'clock. Yes, you're down for a 17:45 departure. So yes, but by the time they sort themselves out, probably 6 o'clock. There we go. I think the visibility is looking pretty decent. You can see all the way down Southampton Water to Cowshot. You can see the Isle of Wight now. Well, there's the weather visibility. Yeah, 36 nautical miles. It's improving. I could see that. Funny how you sort of get a feel for it. Both ships were due away at 4 o'clock. And it looks like the Donington is on her move. Chris Cam seems to be behaving itself at the moment. It was a bit lost this morning. It was going round and round in circles. Has its moments. Poor old Junction Cam got walloped by a pigeon, and that's on its side. I need to climb up a roof and sort that out. You can see the lovely colours on Southampton Water there as the clouds are going over. So you get the shadow from the clouds and the reflection of the light off the clouds. It's giving a whole smorgasbord of colours there. Quite pretty. Now, lots of little boats down at Netley Cliff Sailing Club. Camera's being a tad unresponsive down there today. Yes, it does. It is struggling net decam for some reason. It doesn't like the wind. The wind and the rain. I think it makes the Wi-Fi signal. Oh, that's the reason why Arcadia is waiting. There's a jolly big old container ship departing at the same time. Yeah, really windy. Oh, windy, windy, windy. Yeah, it's 5 ships tomorrow. Another Super Saturday tomorrow. I might do a Super Saturday morning broadcast as well. We'll have to see how energetic I feel in the morning. But tomorrow, tomorrow morning, if I do it in the morning, they actually do arrive at a really good time for a change. A couple of morning. I'm not too keen on doing the morning ones if the ships arrive too far apart or the weather's not very good. It seems a bit pointless. But yeah, so tomorrow we've got...
Alicat, good afternoon to you. Thank you. Next outward bound, the cruise ship BRITANNIA, at this time.
Got 5 arrivals tomorrow, starting with Ventura at 5:45. Then 6 o'clock, MSC Virtuosa, 6:15. Celebrity Apex, 6:30 Iona, and then 6:30 Sky Princess. So it's basically all ships will be in within an hour. That's pretty good. It'll be quick and prompt. And then the departures are pretty good as well. Starting at 4 o'clock with Celebrity Apex, then 2 at 5 o'clock, Ventura and MSC Virtuosa, then Iona at 5:15, and 2 at 4 o'clock, Sky Princess as well. So it's going to be quite a busy Saturday. They'll all be done and dusted if they can behave themselves and depart when they're supposed to. It'll all be quite quite quickly. So won't be much time. I'll definitely have to make sure I'm prepared for that one. Not that I'm saying I'm not normally prepared, but, you know, sometimes these things happen, which reminds me, in case you're wondering, shipmates, I am the captain of the Solent Ships YouTube channel, broadcasting to you live and direct from the port of Southampton. Look at that. What was that? That's not bad, is it? What time are we? What's the time on that? Ooh. So I started. Yeah, look at that. It's 35 minutes. You never know. Might get it down to less than 10 minutes at some point.
The Bird Falcon, good evening to you, thank you. Currently outward bound, the BRITANNIA at the Cadland, clear channel. The Donington is at Western Shelf, and the the Costco Hope is in the upper swing ground.
Well, the shipmate Colin Johnson says, "Hi, Captain. Oh, thoroughly enjoyed watching the footage this morning of the BRITANNIA arriving. Oh, good. Glad you liked it. I said we have had some better conditions. So I think in future, if it's a Super Saturday, I'll try and do it. Although, you know, if I've been out on the town Friday night, it's a bit of a stretch. But I'll give it a go. It's definitely for a Super Saturday. But during the week,
Thank you.
if the weather's bad, I probably won't bother doing too many of them. But if it looks like a fantastic weather morning, and we've got 2 or 3 ships coming in, I'll probably do the morning ones. I think a few shipmates seem to like the morning ones. See, they seem to be about in the mornings. It doesn't interfere with anyone's schedule. Pity no horns from BRITANNIA. If we get horns from Arcadia, I don't think we'll have any chance of hearing them today because the wind is quite strong and it will just blow them all over Southampton or somewhere. It's amazing, really, how much of an effect the wind direction makes for the noise of the horns. I have said before, I can't hear the horn. I don't know if they blew them or not, and yet the ship's very close to you can actually see the ship on the camera, but then shipmates on board have said, yep, she blew a horn, but the wind just took the sound away.
Bridget 6, good afternoon to you. Outbound, the BRITANNIA's at the Cadland, the clear channel. Donington or Western Shelf.
Excellent Blue Spanner Hades coming back with a full comprehensive answer for shipmate Dan was asking about P&O and flags. There we go. That's excellent. Spanner Hades says I think yes. The question was why is the P&O cruises fly the Union Jack from shipmate Dan, and Blue Spanner Hades says that ships registered in Bermuda. Ships registered in Bermuda fly the British Red Ensign because Bermuda is a British overseas territory, and ships registered there are entitled to fly the Red Ensign. There we go. Hope that satisfies. And as I say, I'm pretty sure they've moved to Bermuda so they can conduct marriage ceremonies on board. I think that's that's the official line anyway. And there's the Costco Hope.
And City District Beaters, just be aware the independent future that the Mavic is going out deep water.
I think that's what was holding up the departure of Arcadia, waiting for Costco Hope to go by.
Yep.
I wonder where Costco Hope is off to. Costco Hope. She's arrived from Baltimore. She's calling in at Southampton. I don't know where she's off to next. 366 metres long, Costco Hope. I think that's either... Yes, that's the tall ship training ship Prolific. She's based in Ocean Village. You often hear on the radio. Actually, which is quite funny when you hear Prolific on the radio. She has very good radio manners, follows the book completely, because obviously most of the people on board are being trained. So they do everything exactly by the book. Excellent Blue Spanner Mark G says Costco Hope's off to Antwerp in Belgium. Shipmate OC Aviation asking where is Britannia off to. She's off to the fields, and it's I don't want to sound dismissive, but a pretty standard itinerary. I have noticed the other day that we've had a lot more variation on Iona. I noticed some of the Iona goes some more interesting of the Norwegian ports, but she's going 7-day round trip to fields, calling in at Stavanger, Olden, Ålesund, and Haugesund, all those ports in Norway. There's the Costco Hope being swung around by the tug there in the distance. It looks really tight, doesn't it? It looks like any moment now that tug's going to knock into that red marker, the red buoy there. But no, there's bags of space up at the end of port. Well, the shipmate Simon Green is asking if managed to retune the radio to ETTS or ATS. Not as yet, shipmate. No, I'm not entirely sure what frequencies they operate on. Shipmate Jacqueline Barnes says not many people press the like button. Great broadcast again. Thank you, Captain. That's a good point. There is a little like button there somewhere. Allegedly it does things. There we go. There's Costco Hope's being around towards us. And next away is the Arcadia. once the container ship has passed by. Due away roughly 6 o'clock-ish. 5:45, 6 o'clock.
Oh, BTS.
Shipmate Michael White, he thinks that one of the reasons cruise ships don't fly under the British flag is so the crew can work without being under UK employment regulations. Not trying to be negative, just saying yes. Well, I think that's an element of it as well. I don't know quite how true all that is.
Yeah, that's all proceed. Thank you. I'll speak to you in a moment.
But certainly, if you're flying under a different country's flags, you don't have to operate by UK rules and regulations for employment. I think that's why.
Yeah, that's all proceed. Thank you.
I think that's why P&O, the ferry operator, changed a lot of its staff. And there goes Donington, down Southampton water. Costco Hope, still having a little spin at the end. Well, the shipmate Donna Smith is just back from work, tuning in. Ahoy there, shipmates. Very windy. It looks like a very brave foiling kite surfer chappie down there. He obviously knows what he's doing, surfing in these sorts of conditions. Doesn't actually look too bad on Southampton water, does it? A little bit choppy. It's causing problems for Netleycam though. Netleycam struggles with the wind. I'm not sure if it's true or not, but it seems to blow the Wi-Fi signal away. I don't think it actually blows the Wi-Fi signal away. I think the antenna and transmitter are wobbling a bit in the wind. And that causes some error in the packet data that's being transmitted. Causes this problem you see on our screens now. Costco Hope still spinning over there. The old ferry terminal doing. Oh, a couple of buses and coaches. Very busy this time of year. Yes, not a great deal of pleasure craft out.
BRITANNIA, thank you. That's the Red Falcon southbound walk-in hotel.
Well, the shipmate Stu Footer, is that a car carrier? I think you're talking about the Donington Highway. Yes, a vehicle carrier. There'll be all sorts on there. Cars, buses, anything wheeled, basically. Cars, buses, JCBs, massive trailers.
The station calling BTS.
Heavy machinery, but predominantly vehicles of one description or another.
Anna, BTS, good afternoon. Anna, that's all received. I'm staying going to St Helens Anchorage. If you can call me again passing the nav tower. Two outbound vessels, the City of Chichester at the nav tower. She's going out to her dredge area. And container ship Independent Future. She is currently in the deep water route and will be outward bound south and west after the deep water route.
But the shipmate CS28.
Hello, thank you. And Hannah, features, can you say again?
Tanya's off 7-day trip to the fields. She did that last week, and she's doing that next week. Then she's probably down to the Mediterranean for a bit, and then back to the fields for a bit, then down to Spain and Portugal, the Canary Islands, and then in the end of October she heads over to the Caribbean for a fly cruise. She'll be based in the Caribbean, in Bridgetown in Barbados, throughout the winter months until 3rd of April, where she heads back to the UK and then continues her same sort of schedule of fields, a couple of fields, and then Spain and France, a couple of fields, and then Spain and France, a couple of fields, and so on and so forth. The odd Belgium-Netherlands trip in there as well. They are quite good value, the repositioning cruises across the Atlantic. I'm trying to sort one out for the winter. Thought that'd be quite good to cover. The only problem is the one that looks really good value is on the Sky Princess, which we are going on the Sky Princess for our group cruise in the middle of October. It seems a shame to go on the same ship a month later. The other one is a Norwegian ship, and I've been on Norwegian already this year, so I'd quite like to go on a different line if I can. I know I'm being fussy. And then, what was the other one that sent over yesterday? Oh, Queen Mary 2, and that's the end of October. So I'll come back off the group cruise, and then 4 days later, get back on another cruise ship. So I may or may not do that one, but that does look quite good. That's quite a good price. I think he said it was about £600. £600 for an inside cabin on Queen Mary 2. And not being on Queen Mary 2, that would be transatlantic. I mean, that's the way to go. Back over to New York again, one of my favourite cities in the world. Our boat there on its way down the River Itchen. Speed limit is 6 knots just there, so you can't really open her up until you get round the corner slightly.
Southampton BTS, Spitzer Bargate. That's us finished. Back to 37.
Bargate, that's all city.
Arcadia's due away next. I think she's going to start departing once the container ship's gone past. And Arcadia is off on a 16-day round trip, Norway and Iceland. Calling it Belfast in Northern Ireland, Reykjavik in Iceland, Grundarfjord in Iceland, Ísafjord in Iceland, Akureyri in Iceland.
Security, all stations. This is Southampton beaches with a strong wind warning. Information wind speeds within the Southampton beaches area are currently at Dockhead, 26 gusting 31 knots for the west-southwest. Down at Nab Tower, 22 gusting 29 knots for the southwest direction. Advise all vessels anchored within the Southampton beaches area are to have their main engines and windlasses into immediate readiness and to maintain a good anchor watch. Vessels alongside within Southampton with offshore winds are to have their main engines, bow thrusters and winches at standby and to maintain a good lookout. Southampton beaches out.
There we go. I thought we often get a wind warning if the wind picks up. So if you're at anchor, they want you to have your engines ready on or running, because even though you're a big ship at anchor and you've got a big anchor, if the wind's strong enough, it will make the ships move around and drag their anchors. It was only slowly, but it's not really what you want. So they advise them to get their engines running. So therefore, if there is a problem, they can get someone there to fix their engines before they run amok somewhere. Yeah, so I was saying, Arcadia, she's off to Belfast in Northern Ireland, Reykjavik in Iceland, Grundarfjord in Iceland, Ísafjord in Iceland, Akureyri in Iceland, and then Ålesund in Norway, and then Skjold in Norway, and then back to the Port of Southampton. Then what's she doing after that? She's doing a Central Mediterranean discovery for 19 days. 21-day round trip, nice Iceland and North Cape. 12-day trip to the fjords. 3-day round trip to Guernsey. 19-day round trip to Morocco. Mediterranean and Morocco discovery. She does a lot of, I'm just looking through the list, she does a lot of longer cruises. 24 days, 19, 16, 14. And the odd like 4-day, 3-day one. Lots of longer cruises. 93 days and January the 6th. That's the Round Trip World Explorer. Wow. 99 days. Ooh. Oh, wow. That's from Southampton to Southampton for 99 days. And you go all around the world. Back to Southampton. Fantastic.
Eleanor, BHS, in London.
Hey Sam, finished on the Costco Hope and the Arcadia.
That's all. For safety.
Well, the shipmate David Carnock says, use the channel, enjoy the commentary. I'll tune in for Super Saturday. All right, excellent shipmate. Well, Super Saturday will be tomorrow. We have a few Super Saturdays.
BTS, Red, Osprey, departing Royal Pier for cows.
I think it starts at 4 o'clock.
Here at Costco Hope, just about to pass your station and about to be cleared channel.
Thank you.
Yep, we have 2 departures starting at 4 o'clock on Super Saturday. So, yeah, make sure you are subscribed. Hit that notification bell because you know what these crafty little cruise ships are like. Sometimes they leave early. So, you have to be prepared.
Okay, no problem. Stand by 7-4.
Right, that is Britannia around the Cowshot Spit there. Heading off to the fjords. And hopefully the weather's decent in the fields. But probably not as hot as it is here, so it's a great time of year to go. There you go, you can see out the other side of Cowshot Spit. Visibility's good. Look at those lovely colours on the water. Lots of electric London buses there waiting to be delivered. Maybe they're being charged up.
The Costco Hope, go ahead.
There's the Costco Hope.
Costco Hope, Red Osprey, yeah. Good afternoon, pilot. I'm just leaving Royal Pier. If I tuck in tight to 3839, you happy for me to try and nip ahead?
Yeah, you carry on.
Thank you very much.
It's surprising the number of times the red funnels depart just as some large ships barreling down on them. But they're little sneaky ships, they are, the red funnels. They are. Oh, there she goes. Big puff of black smoke as he opens the throttles up. And there's that powerboat we saw earlier, blasting down Southampton water. Lovely evening for it. Actually a tad windy. Oh, there's a little rib there bouncing around. Oh yeah, excellent Blue Spanner Hades popped a link up there for the red buses. A lot of questions about the red buses. I keep forgetting to post that link. It's an excellent link. Explains all about those red buses that you can see at the bottom of our screens. Electric red buses built in China for London transport. Right, I'm because these ships are doing things I wasn't expecting, as per always. I'm going to have to nip off for 10 minutes, and I shall return. That's Britannia there, the other side of Cowshot Spit. Well, the shipmate Thea Love says, hi shipmate, been lurking for some time, thought I'd better subscribe. Yes, thank you shipmate. Lived in Southampton for 62 years of my life, now living in Gloucestershire. How I miss these views. Oh, good. It's amazing the number of shipmates that live all over the world, or all over the country, even all over the world, and just miss those views. Stories that they tell me about coming down to Western Shore, or coming down to Mayflower Park and buying an ice cream, you know. All those sorts of things. Right, I'm just going to pop away for a bit, and I'm hoping that the Costco Hope will keep you entertained for a minute too. No, I'm hoping that the Arcadia will be departing at 6 o'clock. She is down for 5:45. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to make myself super quick down in the Emblutions room. Right, I shall be back shortly, shipmates.
Southampton BTS Lomax.
Lomax, feature.
BTS Lomax, now go to Costco Hope and returning to Esso.
Thank you. Independent future beta. Yeah, she looks, she's dredging now, and the Hannah is south-southeast of you coming in for that banquet too. That's all I say, thank you. Soon get off to the Chichester. City of Chichester, beaches. Yeah, good afternoon. The Independent Future was calling you. They're going to come south to you and then a big swing to the east to disembark Park. Donington, thank you. Red Falcon, thank you. Costco Hope, Dockhead Depth. And if you listen out for the Arcadia departure.
To BTS, Costco Hope, Western Shelf.
And the Costco Hope, thank you. Spartina, yeah, evening. Spartina, let's see, 4 please. Yeah, that's all received. Yeah, so the Arcadia hopefully away shortly, so just be normal speed. I'm back, thank you. Red Falcon, BTS. Yeah, evening to you, past the hook now. There will be a wide berth reduction at 38.9 now for the Sparty.
VTS, good evening. Red Jet 6 departing Southampton.
Red Jet 6, good evening to you. Company wide berth and reduction at 38.9 for the Spartina. The Costco Hope at Northwest Netley outbound for the channel.
All copied.
7, thank you. And the Donington's in the full channel. She's not manager.
There we go. Get a view. Oh, I think we've missed her on Cow's Cam. Yes, just missed her on Cow's Cam. Oh, well. There is the Britannia in the distance, the Donington in the middle distance, and then the Costco Hope in the foreground, so to speak. Great view there.
Good evening.
Looks like the Arcadia is still docked. I'm going to cut the broadcast short, and I shall let the spanners take over driving the cameras. So if you want to watch the Arcadia depart, you see her on the various streaming cameras. If I wait around, I need to. Unfortunately, the captain needs to depart shortly. I say they were supposed to leave at 4 o'clock, so I had it all well planned. But I should know better, shouldn't I? Really, I should know to build in more of a buffer of window of time. So they're always doing something naughty. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed that one. Live tomorrow morning for 5 ships arriving, and then tomorrow evening for 5 ships departing. I'm not saying you have to get up in the morning, but if you happen to be up early, or maybe you haven't gone to bed yet, who knows? Could be one for you to watch in the morning. I don't think the colours are going to be particularly spectacular tomorrow morning. We had some lovely sunrise arrivals the other day. I think it's going to be a little cloudy tomorrow, but there's 5 ships arriving quite close together, so reasonably action-packed. I'm just going to turn on the cameras again, because I have to turn them off. Suffering with poor internet connectivity in various locations. Yes, you are on. Yes, you are on. Yes, you on. Turn on itching cam. Itching cam is on. Excellent. Right then, shipmates, I'm afraid I shall have to draw this one to a conclusion, as it looks like Arcadia is not departing just yet. Tide is out, and as you heard, there was a weather warning for gusting winds. So I'm actually heading over to Cowes on the Red Jet. So I could be in for a bumpy ride myself. We'll see how that goes. Right, shipmates, like I say, 5 ship Super Saturday tomorrow, and I'm going to try for the morning, and definitely in the afternoon for 5 ships. So, till next time, shipmates.